Well, that's a nice one. So I bought a big box of records. They were a little grubby with some signs of mould, so I decided to sort them in the garden. There were some really nasty ones in there, so I sorted them into clean and dirty piles. I definitely didn't want to keep anything like this. Fortunately, there were quite a few relatively clean ones. Now that was last summer, and they've been clogging up one of my benches for about 9 months now. So in this video, I'll go through the cleaner ones. So first up is this one. This is a little broadcast one. Moonbeam, I Kiss Her For Me. Harry Biggood and his broadcasters. And In a Little Spanish Town. There are several of these small ones. This one is Molly. This is Nat Lewis and his dance band. Flip side, Alone in the Rain, Matt Lewis's dance band. Edison Bell Radio, My Ideal, Chris Hall. And You Wanted Someone to Play With, also by Chris Hall. If you're wondering why so many of these smaller records lack sleeves, well, it looks like mice had nibbled at many of them. And an Eclipse. This is Beyond the Blue Horizon, the Radio Syncopators. And All Talking, All Singing, All Dancing, also by the Radio Syncopators. Another little broadcast. This isn't in the right sleeve, but it's quite a nice sleeve anyway. Let's start with this side, because this is the A side. Following You Around, Harry Biggood and his broadcasters. And then this side is Are You Happy, by the same band. Another little Edison Bell Radio here. The Heart of Sunset, Art Driscoll. And My Flame of Love, also Art Driscoll. This is Let's Get Friendly by the Connecticut Collegians. And the other side is The Belle of Fiji Island by the same band. And Until on broadcast by Kevin O'Connor. And Parted, also by Kevin O'Connor. Little broadcast again. Is Everyone Happy Now? Harry Biggood and his broadcasters. Just Like Darby and Joan, also by Harry Biggood and his broadcasters. That sounds familiar actually. And then slightly more unusual is a Unison record, which I think are the same as broadcast records, but just done for the co-op. Starting with the A side, Yodeling Sam, Harry Wilson, and My Fiddle Is My Sweetheart, also by Harry Wilson. So that's just an empty sleeve. There's quite nice pictures on there. It's got to be quite late, I think, that. This looks like an orthophonic HMV here. Another bit of sleeve. This sleeve I obviously decided was worth keeping. Got a washing machine and a sewing machine on it. So it just goes to show that there was a whole variety of things being sold by some of these dealers. Actually, let's just pause here for a moment to look at this little tag. Looks like a sticker from some sort of show in July 1926. Probably in Reading, as that is where the sleeve is from. Unfortunately, the label is incomplete, so I can't be sure which show. Another sleeve here, another empty sleeve here. Right, well this is an Imperial. Looks like somebody's written a date on there, so 13th of the 2nd, 24. Don't know what that was about. This is Dream Lover, sung by Jack Gordon. And the other side is You're Always in My Arms, also by Jack Gordon. Now this is a Regal, but I hadn't noticed. It's actually in a nice Colosseum sleeve, and I do actually have some Colosseums, not many. This is Sunny Havana by Fred Douglas, and Smile All the Time, also by Fred Douglas. And another Colosseum sleeve here. Blinky Moon Bay, Jack Hilton and his orchestra on HMV. And Have You Forgotten Yvonne, also by Jack Hilton and his orchestra. I might take those sleeves and put them actually on Colosseums. This one, Zonophone, I Don't Mind Being All Alone, Arthur Cox. Perhaps you're thinking me also, Arthur Cox. Now this is a plain sleeve, but actually I think this is one of the nicer ones. This is a Guardsman, The More We Are Together, Teddy Lawrence, comedian. And the other side is What Can I Say After I Say I'm Sorry, and that's by George Maxwell. So that's a nice Guardsman record there. Actually in pretty good condition actually as well, which is nice. Okay, so next up is this little Rex, London Derriere, musical Dawson's Famous Choir of Canaries. That's the B-side. The A-side is You Are My Heart's Delight by the same band, and this sleeve is a bit damaged, but I can fix that. And this is Back to Hawaii and Me, Frank Ferrer's Hawaiians, I think. And My Blue Heaven, also by the same band. Another Imperial here. She Was Only Somebody's Daughter, Jack Wilbur and his band. And that's part 1 and part 2. I think we had one of these sleeves before. This is Caltan's, London Street Reading, Columbia, Marchetta, A Love Song of Old Mexico, Edgar Cole. And this is Bells of Brittany, also by Edgar Cole. Another one of these domestic sleeves. This actually could have come from Reading as well. Reading address there, but also Westcliff-on-Sea and Brighton, which are not anywhere close to Reading really.
For those of you not familiar with the UK, here they are on the map.
This is Brasilia, Paso Doble, Rio Grande Tango Band, and Paris, Cesas Paris, Paso Doble, also the Rio Grande Tango Band. Excuse my poor French there. Another Reading sleeve. This is Incandescent Fittings Company.
This sleeve survived, but other examples were too far gone. There are some better preserved examples of this sleeve later on in this video.
This is quite a nice Edison Bell winner. Ninette, Ninon. Gerald Adams is singing that by the looks of it. The other side is Just a Rose in Garden Weeds. Same person singing. Plain sleeve on this one. This is a Regal Linwood March Regimental Band of H.M. Scott's Guards. and this is Prairie Flower March by the same band. Another sleeve with possibly dates on, 10th of the 6th 24, possibly. Yeah, not sure what else it could be really. I Want to Be Happy from No No Nanette, the Hanman Dance Band, and T for Two Foxtrot, same band. I may have this one already actually, it certainly looks familiar. Nice Broadcast 12 sleeve, but it's got a Regal inside it. What's the Regal? I think I might have to take that out. June Night, Give Me a June Night, The Moonlight and You, Fred Douglas. And All Alone, Arthur Raymond.
Just hold on for a moment. This sleeve mentions Academy gramophones. I have recently brought one of these back to life. What's that? You want to hear this record playing on it? Okay, but let me talk about the record first.
Another one of these domesticities sleeve. This is What Good Am I Without You, Elsie Carlisle, and The Man of My Dreams, also Elsie Carlisle. I must admit, maybe it's just me, but I don't recognise that stamp there. That will be a licensing stamp. That doesn't look familiar actually. 3/4 pence tax was paid on that, or for that side.
Okay, here we go. According to 45worlds.com, this record is from 1931 and it's worth about £26. How about giving me a like if you are enjoying this video? Thanks!
Now this actually is a Broadcast 12. This is in another Incandescent Fitting Company sleeve. I'm a Dreamer, Aren't We All? Manhattan Melody Makers and Student Prince Waltz Selections, Manhattan Melody Makers again. Lonesome as Sorry on HMV by the Savoy Orpheans, and Bombardilla One Step, Savoy Orpheans again, and weirdly enough another tax sticker that doesn't look familiar to me. So this is Regal, What'll I Do, Herbert Payne tenor with orchestra, and this is Mama Loves Papa, Papa Loves Mama, the two Gilberts. Another nice Broadcast 12 sleeve here. Feels like that record's been in there a long time. Right. Columbia, Anyway the Wind Blows, the Savoy Orpheans. I do quite like the Savoy Orpheans. Nice that there's a good selection in here. And I Wonder What's Become of Sally, also by the Savoy Orpheans.
By the time I got to this record originally, I had to stand up as my back was hurting.
Well, this is a nice bright sleeve. It's actually in sort of silver paint. Rydell's Music Stores, 6 and 7 Arcade Market, Reading. So there seems to be quite a Reading connection to this set of records. There's nothing on the other side. What have we got though? We've got March of the Little Leaden Soldiers by the Regal Orchestra. and also Parade of the Tin Soldiers by the Regal Orchestra. This one, more of that blue writing. Again, could be date 3rd of the 4th, 23. Overture to Barbara Seville, Palace Guards Band. Now, artists like Palace Guards Bands or names like that kind of suggests earlier records. They weren't very specific about the bands. And Overture to Poet and Peasant, also by Palace Guards Band on the other side. And then we have, in another Incandescent Fittings Company sleeve, Remembering Eyes. This is Thomas Jackson and Quartet with Orchestra. And Sleepy Zuiderzee, Thomas Jackson and Quartet with Orchestra again.
So although these were the clean ones, I'm still going to clean them a bit more, including the sleeves, before I add them to my collection. Next I will be looking at the dirty ones, though I may clean them first. If you have enjoyed this video, you might like this one. Thanks, and see you in the next one.